Michelle Obama once said, "At the root of the dilemma is how we view mental illness in this country. Whether an illness affects your heart, your leg, or your brain, it's still an illness, and there should be no distinction." We all grew up in very different childhoods. However, I consider mine a little more unique than others. My little sister Sydney was born with an undiagnosed form of autism, which basically means her doctors diagnosed her with autism but refused to put it on her papers. 11 years later, she's still undiagnosed, and autism is thrown into the conversation instead of looking into several other options. Unfortunately, my family is not the only family suffering from the misdiagnosis of autism. Recently, there's been a controversy on whether autism cases have been on an increase, which leaves us wondering, have doctors really been getting lazy with the diagnosis of autism, or has environmental issues and greater awareness been the one to blame? I think we all can agree that there has indeed been a huge increase in autism awareness. In fact, National Autism Awareness Day is April 2nd. Time magazine says that in raising concerns, money is finally flowing into autism awareness. A field 5 years ago seemed to be in the backwaters of neuroscience. Plus, a Sweden study that studied autism in America proved that indeed the increase was due to autism awareness. On top of all of that, Michael Rosenoff, an Autism Speaks Director of Public Research, said that specialists have known for years that the increase was due to greater awareness. But because of greater awareness, people have found many more possible causes of autism, which would make sense. More causes of autism, the more people have autism. The CDC, with many different people, there's many different speculations, including the CDC, that says it's the way the children are diagnosed that causes the autism, while saying, we don't know what is causing the increase. It may be due to the way the children are identified, diagnosed, and treated in their public communities. But an autism specialist has said, the only real evidence that we do have is that 1 in 68 children are diagnosed with autism each year, which leads into my next point. The number of autism cases continues to be on the rise. A diagnosis substitution article said that the current 1 in 68 diagnosis ratio is very different from the 1 in 10,000 in 1970s. And the CDC says that this ratio is only going to grow more, and may have even been undercounted in past years. Which leads to my next point. But many scientists are not on the same page. Some scientists believe that symptoms are unclear and vague, which would lead to no increase at all. The CDC says that kids that would not have been autistic before would now be autistic because of vague symptoms. And a diagnosis substitution article said that autism cases are on the rise, even though people with symptoms are not, which means that while autism cases are on the rise, some of these cases are not real due to false symptoms. But don't be too quick to blame your doctors on this one, because the change in the National Health Survey may be the one to blame. A CDC says that the increase is due to the change the National Survey wording has changed. And this survey is used for research and the diagnosis ratio. Plus, David Agus, a professional in medicine, said that due to the word change, parents are now changing to the autism box instead of saying other diagnosis issues, which can lead to misdiagnosis, because parents are now led to believe that their children have autism instead of other developmental issues. So, increasing number of children labeled autistic when in the past they would have been given a different diagnosis, or get this, no diagnostic at all. Plus, there's many similar illnesses other than autism, but because they are significantly smaller, autism often masks these smaller illnesses. Which leads to my conclusion. Until further proof is given, there's no set evidence giving us which side to choose. Many aspects to this controversy can lead to the whole world being split forever. No increase, or there is an increase, and if there is, what side to choose. But, like Michelle Obama said, "Whether an illness affects your heart, your leg, or your brain, there should be no distinction."